All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Brakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and peace and salutation to the elect, the 1/3 of the nation of Yashar Allah that are upholding the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability. This is the brother Bakwasha. And I saw this pop up on my feed, and you brothers can check it out. I'll play a little bit of it, fair use. Definitely, this is for educational purposes only. And so the reason why I'm bringing this out, and I'll read it, it says, Florida Surgeon General calls for halt on C-19, Max, citing possible cancer risk. Now, for years, the prophets of the Lord, have told our people, specifically so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, to never trust thine enemy. Never. Now, obviously, the physician, has his purposes. However, because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai has created medicines out of the earth for their use, those medicines, supersede these scenarios that Esau is creating as a part of an agenda, to for depopulation, an agenda to destroy our population, but then also an agenda to have everyone buy into this medical martial LAW, because that was the Trojan horse in which they used to declare mandatory lockdowns, mandatory inoculations. So all of these things were said years and years previous by the prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And so this video, this news report, is going to highlight the same things the prophets of the Lord were saying years and years before. We said it was a setup. We said that they did trial runs of how this is going to happen. Anything that's planned, then it happens. And people, are not listening to the prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, then hey, scripture says, who would pity a charmer once bitten by a snake, roughly paraphrasing. So the serpent is seeking to destroy. The prophets of the Lord are giving warning to our people. So if you take his poison, then you're going to get the byproduct of that, which is death. And so I'm going to play a quick segment of this, but let me open up with a quick scripture. I'm kind of going raw on this a little bit. This is Isaiah 28:15. It says, because ye have said, and this is, our people, part of the reason why they're rebellious, scripture says, for rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. And so witchcraft undertook you, which is Esau's pharmakia, because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at an agreement. They're okay with the conditions, whether it be slavery, whether it be having our enemies oppress us, being in subjection, to these other heathen nations. They're in agreement with the condition of hell. Chattel slavery. All right. Going to our enemies for the want of all things. Those are just part of the curses. But even with that being said, are people accepting these holidays or unholy days? And then being guinea pigs, for Esau's wicked agenda. 2/3 of our people are in agreement with that. All right. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves? And all of that refuge and falsehood comes from Esau, the so-called white man. Okay. And his pseudo protection that he's giving people. But when this overflowing scourge is going to come, because they know it's going to come, okay, then will they know that a prophet was amongst them. Okay. But going back to the C19, this is the reason why they've accepted anything that Esau, the so-called white man, has said. Okay. Because they're in a covenant. They're in an agreement. Okay. With death. Okay. And scripture says in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, okay, that Esau, the so-called white man, is as death. Okay. So let's play a part of this video and we'll move on in the spirit. So let me pull that back up.
Pfizer vaccines is a problem. Yeah, Luann, John, Florida Surgeon General Dr. Latipo says he has safety concerns pertaining to the discovery of billions of DNA fragments found per dose in the Pfizer and Moderna COVID vaccines. And he says those concerns have not been addressed by the FDA or the CDC. Dr. Latipo says if the risks of DNA integration with COVID vaccines cannot be addressed, then the vaccines aren't appropriate for use in humans. He says he sent letters to the heads of the FDA and the CDC specifically questioning how this would impact humans in 3 main areas: healthy human genes being transformed into cancerous cells.
So let's stop here. Those fragments of DNA that are in these C19s turn healthy cells into cancer cells. Allegedly. Okay? But that's what's in it. This is the reason why we tell our people to never trust thine enemy, man. You know? Being buddy-buddy with these damn devils, acting as if they care. Scripture says that they have a perpetual hatred towards our people. Okay? And it baffles me how our people fail to realize slavery ended in the early 1900s. Salakia, early 1800s. Salakia, the late 1800s. Okay, 1890 to be exact. Okay, 1890 to 1990. Is 100 years. It's 2024. So 100 years plus another 35. And previous to that, all slavery. And you're going to take something that this damn devil has created and eject it into you? See, this is the agreement that 2/3 of our people have made.
Chromosomal instability and how the integration could affect unintended parts of the body, such as the heart, brain, lungs, even the injection site itself.
And none of these companies, because of how things were contractually structured, could be at fault. So on one hand, you had a mandatory juice, and if any of those scenarios, which we're looking at now, which the prophets of the Lord have spoken of years and years and years ago, if any of those scenarios, cancerous cells, harmful effects to the heart, the lungs, the brain, if any of that were to happen, contractually written, none of these companies could have been sued. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's bring this out. This is Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. Okay? You see, through fear is how Esau controls, okay, and obviously sorcery and witchcraft and pharmakia, okay, and all of these frankenfoods, which are approved by the F to the D to the A, okay. So the same people that our people are putting trust in, okay, are the same people that are slowly degenerating them that take their devices. So when we are out on the highways and byways and we're doing lessons and shows and videos and giving our people warning about the man of sin, the son of perdition, this is him. Okay? So he's not able to hide himself any longer. Okay? He's being revealed. Babylon's being destroyed. And more evidence is being shown. But because our people are in a slumber, okay, they don't recognize it. They don't care about it. You know? Their addiction has already been established. It says, but I have made Esau bare, Esau being so-called white man, okay, the by the seed of their fathers, okay. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. Okay. Those secret places going back to these tunnels that they dig, these groves, you know, these summits, you know, all of that, man, is where he and those think tanks devised these scenarios, because it wasn't no warp speed, man. They already had this stuff planned out, man. Okay. And he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brother and his neighbors, he is not yet. Okay. So let's finish this video.
We asked local doctor Michael Sparks to weigh in. Dr. Sparks telling us with the state surgeon general saying one thing and the FDA another, health providers are left stuck in the middle.
First of all, health providers and health insurance are one of the biggest scams. Okay? Because they make money off of people being sick. So people being sick is how they make money. So making people sick is how they make money. Okay? So the Surgeon General doesn't make any money off of people being sick. Okay? But the F to the D to the A does. Okay? And ultimately, the agenda is to destroy so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. There's endless accounts of syphilis. There's endless accounts of terror that Esau, the so-called white man, has done through plagues and pestilence. Okay, smallpox. Okay, brought that over here. Our brothers Gad and Reuben. Okay. As iron rusted, so as his wickedness. Okay?
You know, new things are scary. If we look back historically, we've introduced new medications that we were told were very safe, were going to be very effective, and they turned out not to be safe or effective. And
so how does that happen? There's a administration that has been set up allegedly for the approval of said medicines. So how is it that the promotion or the advertising or the marketing says one thing, but the reality is another? How is that viable? How is that even possible? Woe to them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness. You see, the promotion of these ideas of quote unquote government, none of these things are beneficial. And my man said historically, Okay, let's hear it one more time.
New things are scary. If we look back historically, we've introduced new medications that we were told were very safe, were going to be very effective, and they turned out not to be safe or effective, and they caused a lot of birth defects, things like that. So it's not
deaths. Okay.
not unreasonable to be worried about things that are new. And that's where the research comes into play. There have been so many millions of doses of this vaccine delivered, though, that if we were to expect to see some of these, theoretical problems, we should start seeing them.
And it's well after the fact. So any deaths or any side effects, hey man, you made the decision to do it. Although you were pressured to do it, pressure cooked to do it. This place is wicked, man. This is John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. Sounds like murder to me in the first degree. And abode not in the truth. That's exactly what little buddy just talked about, right? Oh, well, it's supposed to do this and it's supposed to be beneficial. However, it's not because it never was. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Okay. So these millions and millions, okay, that everybody had to get, lost their jobs, got shamed, got shunned. Okay. Families ostracized people for not doing it. You can't come see your grandbaby. You don't, blah, blah, blah. It's an orchestrated event. Okay? They're all in cahoots. From the media to the medical industry to the manufacturers, right? To the government sectors. All of this is a controlled demolition to now justify more reasons to bring in the charagma. Because through that scam, right, what did they do? They instituted you had to have a medical card or you had to have proof, See, right now it's just a global concentration, or as Alex Jones appropriately puts it, it's a prison planet, So when these scenarios come about and they tell you you have to do something and you don't do it, now you're ostracized because everybody else is in this zombified state. And you actually have a brain. You actually have a spirit. You're not swayed by, as scripture says, a gift destroys the heart. Okay. Let's wrap up with this. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1. And I'm just going to get to the point. Verse 9, for inquisition shall be made into the counsels of the ungodly, and the sound of his words shall come unto the Lord for the manifestation of his wicked deeds. For the ear of jealousy heareth all things, and the noise of murmurings is not hid. Therefore beware of murmuring, which is unprofitable, and refrain your tongue from backbiting. For there is no so secret that shall go for naught, and the mouth that belieth slayeth the soul. verse 13. I'm going to jump to 13. For Yahweh made not death, neither hath he pleasure in the destruction of the living. For he created all things that they might have their being. And the generations of the world were healthful. Okay? Healthful, full of healing. That's the root of health, healing. Okay? To repair, to restore, not to destroy. And there is no poison of destruction in them. Going back to the medicines of the earth. These concoctions, okay, that Esau is creating is poison. Okay? It's poison. It says, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth, for righteousness is immortal, but ungodly men with their works and words called it to them, for when they thought to have it their friend, they consumed to naught and made a covenant with it, which we just went over, because they are worthy to take part with it, you know? So yeah, point being here is there is no poison of destruction in them. You know, the things that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has created for healing, whereas everything Esau is creating is for death. Okay. And this guy right here, where'd he go? Hey, don't be surprised if this guy catches a fade. Okay. Anybody that brings out the truth and exposes Esau's wicked lies, scripture says that they make a man an offender for a word, man. You know? And they're going to use any scenario to come at the prophets of the Lord. You know, because we ultimately are the ones that are pushing truth, you know, but Yahweh Shem Yahushua is using everyone to reveal this damn devil for who he is. Okay. So, with that being said, I just wanted to go into that real quick. Lord will, it was edifying for the elect. Until next time, shalom.